It's a sad one, but the post-game show for Auburn versus Penn, we're going to get into it, all the stats, the score. Auburn loses to Penn State. Let's talk about it now, our post-game reaction show. War Eagle Auburn family, War Eagle E2C Network family, thank you so much for joining us. Whether you're watching live, whether you're watching on the replay, we appreciate you being here, hanging out with us, spending some time talking about something in the Auburn experience. Today, not so good in the Auburn experience. Auburn versus Penn in the first game for Auburn of the Auburn Regional. They fall by the score of 6-3 in a very frustrating game where the pitching, at least started off with, showed up, but the bats, not so much. It was a game of bunts. It was a game of walks. It was a game of frustrations. And Auburn, as the host seed, now finds itself alongside the other heavily favored seed, Southern Miss, fighting for their lives tomorrow. The top two seeds from this region, one of them will go home. Well, Auburn's already home. One of them will be removed from the regional tomorrow in double elimination. I'd love to hear your thoughts, your comments, your questions, derogatory rebuttals, any of that. We're going to do a very short one because I know that these losses usually don't have the biggest draw for them, but we want to at least cover some of the details for you. So do a couple favors for me if you don't mind. Smash the like button when you come in, whether you're watching on Facebook, Twitter, wherever you came from. All the different things. Smash the like button if you can, and post where you're watching from, your city, your state, international, if you are able to do so. Would love to know who's here and who's got some thoughts about this particular game. So, as I said, 6-3 Penn, the Quakers, imagine that, beats Auburn 6-3. The scoring really didn't start till the fourth inning where Penn got on the board. And then Auburn was able to put two more on the board with some interesting walks and things like that in the sixth inning. Penn put two more on the board. Auburn tied it up to send it to extra innings, the second extra inning game of the day in the regional. So this is a very competitive regional if you haven't figured that out already. But then it all broke loose in the 11th. Auburn did lose with a 3-run spot put up by Penn in that inning. So very, very sad tonight. Russell has a great perspective on this. Time to start another winning streak. So let me put this into perspective for people. Auburn, win or go home. I think that's pretty obvious. I just said it's a double elimination game tomorrow for the two highest seeds in this region. Go figure. Penn and Sanford are in the driver's seat in this region. Just think about that. So Auburn will have to win out, which means that they will play a game on Monday. If they win tomorrow, they get another crack at whoever's coming out of this thing unscathed through the first 2 days on Sunday. But tomorrow is really the true test. You're facing the number. You thought you were not going to have to face Southern Miss and some of their really great pitching. We ended up having to do it anyway. Scotty came in a little bit earlier, said, man, talk about bats falling off a cliff. If you remember what we talked about in our previews that we did, whether it was with Clint or somebody else, we did them here on our Wednesday night show. I tried to tell you, Auburn has to have its bat show up. If it doesn't, even if we have a good pitching performance, it's not going to end well in this particular region. And you saw that happen tonight. Chances we win tomorrow. Well, here's what I will say. Chances are the bats will be much better tomorrow. It's just the probability of this team and what they typically do. So I anticipate the bats to be better tomorrow. Tommy, I haven't still looked at if they've announced who's going to be the starter for tomorrow. I'm assuming it's Tommy Vale. If that's the case, I feel like that's a pretty good recipe. So we should put our best foot forward against arguably what would be this other best team, at least speculation-wise, coming into this regional. Hopefully the opponent's pitching gets better after tonight. Let me put it into perspective for you. So let's just play this out. Say we beat Southern Miss tomorrow. Got to do it, not claiming it's going to happen. Say that happens. Then you eliminate them from play. I'm just going to guess that Sanford's going to win. That means you got to face Penn again in their pitching. From what I hear there and have seen tonight, their pitching is pretty good. Yes, losing the first game is always terrible. Not a great way to start. but it is what we are dealing with currently. All right, let me give you a couple of stats tonight. As you would expect, with nobody really lighting it up, minus one person really, they tried a lot of bats tonight. Nobody really could get anything going. Ike Irish was 2 for 5 on the night, also with 2 strikeouts too. What else? Carter Wright got a big hit late in the game. Seemingly was going to get things going. The only other hits in the game, Brody Moss, Cole Foster, and Cole Foster got us off started off. It just felt like Auburn had some missed opportunities. There were some miscues. There was a decision. I forget who was running the bases at that time. A ball was dropped by the outfielder, and instead of being ready to run, they kind of like pulled up and ended up getting out when they both could have been safe. So that was a miscue. Frustrating. Auburn had its chances. It was not without opportunities. Bases loaded several times. So as good as the pitching was at times for Penn tonight, it wasn't spectacular all the way around. They loaded the bases several times. Auburn had its opportunities, could not cash in. This would probably be almost more frustrating if we didn't load the bases several times. Maybe it is more frustrating because of that, because we had opportunities. I don't know. So how are you guys feeling about this? A couple other stats here. Chase Allsup tonight, I want to give my hats off to him. Only 5 innings pitched, gave up that 1 earned run. It had really just 1 bad inning. And then after that, kind of locked it down. Now, listen, I am not the coaches. I am not paid like that to make these decisions. I thought personally that I would have kept Chase in at least 1 more inning. My speculation is that he is going to they were banking on him being used again in this regional, and we're trying to keep that pitch count down. I don't know. But I would have personally, I felt it would have been smart to keep him in for an extra inning, because he had kind of locked in on those guys for a minute there. But again, I'm not paid the big bucks. But 5 innings of work for him tonight. After that 1 bad inning, really locked it down, so you got to give it to him. Trevor Bauman had some issues, gave up 2 runs. So did Will Cannon. Will Cannon, I think probably, I don't know, they got into this issue where they didn't want to start using a bunch of arms because of how late the game was going. So Will Cannon, I think, got used a little bit longer than he wanted to. Zach Crotchfeld came in and did the last couple of outs and locked it down. So basically the pitching looks great on the bookends. In the middle, not so great tonight. And looks like it's one of the great things. I don't know if you guys noticed, this is a little bit of a new setup. So let me know if it's okay. Sound, look of it, and stuff like that. We're trying some new things. This is a test run for the fall. Let's see. Saturday. Yep. So Auburn versus Southern Miss, 2 p.m. tomorrow. I don't think they've announced a starter yet, but that just came through. The great thing is I don't have to use my phone anymore to broadcast from it, doing it this way. So if it works out, if it's bearable for you all for the on the road shows, then we'll do it this way. So is this official? Bama lost to Nicholls State? It's great if that's true. I didn't know that was official. Maybe it's not. All right, let's wrap this thing up, tie a bow on it. Again, I know these aren't the most fun ones, but we will do this again tomorrow after the show. I don't know exactly what time it'll be. Depends on when I'm able to get to an area where I can do this from. So please bear with me after that. Just stay tuned. Get your final comments and questions, thoughts about this game in right now, and we'll kind of wrap it up. As a reminder, check out the links in the description for ways that you can help support us. You can be a subscriber to be part of our giveaway that we've got going on for 4,000 subscribers. You could be a channel member. You could be a Booster Club member. Both those start at $1 a month. Booster Club has more. Booster Club members continue to check your app, trying to give you guys some special things every once in a while in there while I'm on campus this weekend. So I already sent a few things out there. Yeah, so do all that. Smash the like button. Hopefully we'll be here tomorrow. Follow along on social media too. Robert checking in. Auburn has a great baseball team. I appreciate that. It is a good baseball team, but definitely not tonight. They are still playing. Okay. I thought that was the case. Bottom of the 6, 2-1. The batting needs to get better. It does. And chances are it will get better. So again, as a reminder to kind of tie a bow on things tonight, 6-3, Auburn falls to Penn, setting up the top 2 seeds in the region, playing an elimination game tomorrow with Sanford and Penn playing a first loss game tomorrow. Both of those teams, the two lower seeded teams, sitting much prettier than Southern Miss and Auburn. It will be a good one tomorrow. Hope you guys can come out to the park, hang out with me. I'll be in the parking deck again. Would love to see you up here hanging out with us. So until then, I appreciate you guys tuning in, hanging out with me, and being part of our little family within the Auburn family. Until I talk to you tomorrow, War Eagle.